Hello, everyone. Happy New Year. Welcome back to the channel. This is John and Jenna from Flippin' Ain't Easy. And hopefully you guys had a great New Year's. Everyone was safe and, had fun and all that stuff and maybe took your mind off of reselling for a while. But the bearer of bad news that it's now 2023. The holidays are now past us and Jenna's on her phone during the live. So I apologize for that. But the holidays are past us and it's time to get back to business. So hopefully we have a pretty good showing today. If you are watching with us live, of course, your comments and questions help drive this program. So please put your comments and questions in the chat. And if you're watching us after the fact, you couldn't make it, I understand things happen, maybe next time, but comment down below. But either way, hit that like button if you enjoy the content. That's really all I ask. As I put in the header here, USPS is going to get a substantial raise in shipping costs. So we're going to see that here on the 22nd of January. We're looking at let's see, in Friday's announcement, USPS said overall priority mail service prices will increase approximately 5.5% next month. Priority mail express services, which most of you guys don't even use, 6.6%. And first class package prices will increase by 7.8. So that 1 pound, $6 package is probably going to be closer to maybe $6.50, $7, that type of thing. So, it's inflation, guys. Everyone's trying to keep up with inflation. Now let's be happy that they're not trying to keep up with the actual rate of inflation that's not reported, but that's another channel here and there. So I'm not going to go there, but just know the 22nd of January. So, I mean, how do you adjust? I mean, number one, your shipping policies should probably be adjusted by now. I mean, I'm going to get mine taken care of by the 22nd, but I have a $4.99 policy for packages that are 8 ounces or less. I have a 1 pound policy, anywhere from 9 ounces to 1 pound on eBay, to where it's $6.99, and I have it built in to where eBay is going to take their fees off of that, right? Their final value fees. And I have it set up to where, I may make 20, 30, 50 cents when it's all said and done on shipping that goes towards the packaging and stuff like that. So I may have to raise my my policies to where it's a little bit more expensive. And bottom line, if you're selling these, if you're selling items that have your shipping built in, you should kind of figure that in, because again, more fees on USPS's side, more fees on eBay's side means if you're pricing everything the way you were last year, simply you're not going to make as much money. That's just the bottom line. So, and maybe your profit margins allow you to do that, but 2023, you got to kind of look out for these things, kind of have a plan in place as to how you're going to handle that, because it's part of, making money in this business. So it may seem like only a few cents, but if you're selling hundreds of those items, it does add up. So, what I want to do this year is I want to start cleaning out my inventory. So it's one of the things, it's not a New Year's resolution. It's something I'm actively looking at. And when I say cleaning out my inventory, looking at my store, blowing out stuff that's been sitting in my store for many months, many cycles, many 30-day eBay fixed price cycles. And I get in there. Sometimes I don't catch it because, I don't every day do my sell similar routine. There's some days I just don't have a chance, and I just don't have a chance to get to it. So maybe next time I'll get in there and I'll tweak something. I'll lower the price. I'll change a photo. I'll do all kinds of craziness. And for me, it's either now being creative, maybe find similar items that are just not selling, maybe lot them up and just blow them out like a clearance. Just get rid of it. Bad decision to buy it in the first place, or maybe it was part of a liquidation lot that I didn't even know that it was even in there, and just get rid of it. Of course, people talk about donate and throwing stuff away, but to me, look, I'm a business and I want to try to maximize my earnings the best I can, make as many sales the best that I can. And I think sometimes we are so set in, oh, I know I can get $20 for this, when the market doesn't agree. And all it takes is just getting in there, getting creative, lowering your prices, and you'll notice a change in that. Also came out the video last week, the Informed Consumers Act And I've had a lot of questions about it, had a lot of viewers watching this video, a lot of people that have never even seen this channel before. It's really blowing up, this video. And I mean, I make videos all the time. I wasn't really expecting that to happen with this one. But hold on real quick. Yeah. Sorry. Jenna doesn't think I'm a professional at this. She's reminded me of things. But nonetheless, the Informed Consumers Act video that I put out, I just want to be kind of clear on something. And there seems to be some confusion now. The entire terms and conditions of what's going to happen in this bill, because I don't even know if it was signed yet by the president. I mean, it has been reported. I'm assuming it has by now, but who knows?
He's probably still vacationing.
Well, it doesn't matter. Oh geez. See, I don't want to get off on the tangents of political and stuff in this video, so that's not what this is about. I just want you guys to know that if you're a business that has sold $20,000 on eBay, then expect the buyer to see when they buy your item. It's not going to be in your listings like the folks in UK have it. That's not what it reads on eBay's site. It is when they buy your item, it's going to show your address information. Now, if you have a residential address, it's going to just show your city and state. Now, I guess eBay is sort of holding one over you that if you do not answer your buyer's messages in a timely manner, and I don't even know what that has to do with anything, to be honest with you, then they're going to, show that information, the entire address to the buyer, which I think is ridiculous. But nothing really to panic about, like I said in the video, but I just wanted to clear that up because I've had a lot of people ask me about it. And I thought it was important just to make mention of it here. But no matter what, we don't have it as bad as the folks out in the UK. It's just horrible that your phone number is even out there in your store for all to see.
I don't know that I would sell if that was the case.
I mean, if I wanted to right now, I can give Prosser a call right now. And I have his phone number. And I hate to say that out loud and publicly, but it's for any UK seller.
It's terrible. That's the most, it's a huge privacy issue for me.
One last thing, we're kind of, as some of you guys might have thought beforehand, before the show, I like to scramble around. I'm always trying to maximize my time. So it's like I got 15 minutes. Well, maybe I'll do some sell similar and, enlisting, that type of thing, just some account maintenance or stuff like that. And I just came across, I have a bunch of these Paw Patrol toothpaste, kids toothpaste, brand new, that I received like months ago in these pallets, right? And so I had the bright idea of, well, I'm not going to sell one because, there's no money to be made there. I'll sell three, and a lot of three and a lot of two, and just see what happens. Well, I'm still waiting to see what happens. It's sort of like a sale on Bonanza. It just never happens, right? So I'm now at Sell Similar, and I'm going through and I'm like, what the hell do these things sell for? So I went in and did the comps to see what they're selling for. Do you know that 3 people each sold an individual tube? Now you're talking about maybe 6 ounces, 4 to 6 ounces of this toothpaste on eBay for $1.50, free shipping. Okay. So I don't know about you, but I'm not in the business of losing money and donating stuff like that to people. I'd rather have taken that to donate it than to,
we just give it to our granddaughter. She's obsessed with Paw Patrol.
Not only are you losing money on the sale, after shipping, right? You're losing. eBay's going to hit you with fees, and it just doesn't make sense. And all 3 of those were on auction. So someone had the bright idea. Let's put them $1.50 free shipping on auction. I got to tell you guys, auctions are dead. I mean, if I don't know, if you have something that has enough demand, you're going to be able to sell it on a fixed price listing. Right. eBay with auctions used to be a thing many, many years ago. More so even when they introduced the fixed price listings, auctions were the thing. It's now dead. I'm officially 2023 auctions are dead. So that's what I have to rant on about. I only took 9 minutes instead of 15. So she was on me before the show. You need to keep it short. You need to keep it short.
Like, it's not a video, it's a live.
But the thing is, we want to set the tone for the, a lot of the crap that I spout.
They've already been setting the tone.
Well, I know a lot of the crap that I spout here is, discuss later on in the video. And, that's kind of what it's about. It's sort of like when you watch does anyone watch the Tonight Show anymore, or the Jimmy Fallon or whatever shows that are on?
God, I hope not.
Well, they usually come out with a monologue, right? Now they do it in a funny way. This guy's not as funny, but to set the tone for the discussion, and that's kind of what that's about. So anyway, 2023, and hopefully you guys are off to a good start. As far as sales for me over the weekend, crap. Hopefully you guys realize no mail today. You don't have to mail anything out till tomorrow. And for me, it's just, I think all my buyers got like wasted over the weekend.
They're still hungover.
Yeah, and I'm waiting for them to snap out of it. So so we have Prosser in the house, got here early. We got Picky Ricky, he got here early. Biff Boffo says, Happy New Year. Let's get ready to kick 2023 in the nuts, or anywhere else for that matter.
I hope so.
Rich Colby says, precisely why I'm not doing free shipping any longer. Many good examples of that. But, the fact that, customers see the word free shipping, buyers or shoppers do. And a lot of times, because they don't have to pay, they feel like there's a magical shipping fairy that comes down and drops labels into sellers' laps when they buy the item. And it doesn't work that way. Shipping does cost someone money. And I guess people are oblivious to this. I guess they don't really realize how much shipping is until they actually have to go and return an item or ship something themselves. Picky Ricky says, going thrifting Wednesday, though, I'll probably get back to it then. So listing. So he's going to be doing his listing later in the week. It's time to get started, guys. We're back in a new year. The holidays are over. I know some of you have taken time off, maybe put your store on the back burner for a while, maybe vacation mode. But now it's time to come back and get going. For me, last year, January wasn't very good, but years prior to that, January has been pretty good. So I'm hopeful that I can get my act together. Listed quite a bit today. Pretty happy about that. But I just need to make that a daily thing. Picky Ricky says 8 items so far. Prosser has not been light on listing stuff since Christmas. Prosser said sold 7 items a day, totaling 303. I guess that's pounds.
Wow.
So I'm okay with that. We have Art Betzholt in the house. So thanks for hanging out with us today, Art. Let's see. We got Ping G. Hi, John and Jenna.
Hi.
How you doing, Ping G? No One Design. Hey, John and Jenna. Happy New Year's, everyone. Happy New Year's. Of course, we got Semperfi 1918 in the house, and Kevin Hawthorne. So welcome to the show.
Hey.
Chris Wiley. Hey, friends. Good evening. And of course, the great Tommy Bernard podcast. Hey, Tommy, I ran into a local guy out here in Vegas, and he goes to the bins and does all this stuff, but he picks up shoes. And he told me that there's this stuff called from Black Magic called it's called bleach. It's bleach white, BLECHE white. Yeah, if you could. And he showed me some shoes, and he showed me pictures of before and after, and they really came clean. He said it works on leather, not suede, but the rubber bottom. So I just went out and bought some. Haven't tried it really yet, but just wanted to know if you've heard of that and get your opinion on it if you have one. Callie Debs is in the house. Hi, John and Jen and everyone. Semperfi says, made a few small sales, got a free 35 millimeter camera valued with everything, $50 to $70 easy. I think I've become a cheap investment. Wrong way. So it's in the automotive section. Yeah, but people can see it though. It's in the automotive section. It's Black Magic Bleach White. And I thought it was spelled BLEACH white, but it's like bleach. I don't know if it's bleach or bleach, white. But nonetheless, it's a fast-acting formula. It dissolves brake dust, grease, grime, and road film. So I'm sure you have all that on your shoes. So according to him and what he showed me, that works great. So, always looking to improve, because even still with the many different processes that I pick up, I still can't 100% get a lot of these soles clean. And sometimes even the mids on some of the material, it's not even like it's like a hard rubber, and it's really hard to get that off. Maritime T says that's crazy on first class. Yeah, it's crazy in general. I mean, they lowered the fees back in December.
It was coming though.
Yeah, but every year. But I mean, that's kind of high.
It is very high.
but it is what it is. They got to keep their payroll up too. Jovial Juggler says happy National Swiss Cheese Day.
Swiss Cheese Day.
Really?
Interesting.
Sounds good. A little like a roast beef.
Philly cheese.
No, a roast beef with some Swiss cheese.
Yeah.
That sounds good. Trina's fetal says happy New Year to my favorite YouTube couple. You two are the bee's knees. So thank you for watching and hanging out with us. We certainly appreciate you. Dennis says it's all crazy. I quit free shipping a few years ago because I was tired of adjusting prices. And it's you're going to get a lot of sellers just like you that well, you don't do it anymore, but a lot of sellers that are going to start seeing a cut in their profits if they don't make adjustments to their prices. No One Designs knew this would happen again and made the adjustment 6 months ago. Maritime Tees, it says for me to ship a 14-ounce tee to New York from California already cost me $6.55.
Yeah.
So if you are doing, what is it, 7.8%, you're looking at like another, it's going to be about $7. $7 is going to be the cost for you to ship that same t-shirt, unfortunately.
That's insane.
It's horrible. So, if you set I have a $6.99 shipping policy for that type of thing. So if I'm shipping that same item like you are to New York, because I'm out here in Nevada, I'm going to pay about the same. And once they adjust it, I'm not going to have any cushion to absorb eBay fees and or supplies for that shipment. So $7.99 might be the new policy for me on that same item. Biff Boffo says my best months of 2022, January, July, October. My worst months, March, April, May. I had a spring slowdown. That's interesting. You think those are prime times, March, April, May, with tax returns, but
what he's selling.
Yeah, but a lot of people get their tax returns, and that's a really good time, March, April, May. I think the delays with the IRS, you probably aren't going to see tax returns hitting people's accounts till March. So would seem like that'd be a good time. Joyce McGraw says happy New Year, Joyce from Ohio. Thanks for hanging out with us today, Joyce. We got Ed in the house. Happy New Year's, John and Jenna. We have Randall Lease. Hi, John. Just stumbled across I hope I said that right. Lease or Lease. Hi, John. I just stumbled across your YouTube site this past week. I like the tone, no bragging, and a realistic attitude. That's flipping ain't easy. Well, and Jen's cheerfulness is a plus too. Look, sometimes I'll make a video. Like I made a video, like I bought a $70 set of, you guys, most of you watched it, $70 set of collectibles into 1,800 plus shipping. And I was just happy to share it with you because I don't hit home runs like that normally, especially from a yard sale. But, this really this channel is about sharing the things that I know I learn along the way, and even my shortcomings with you guys. And it's definitely, and I'm glad you took it the way it's meant to. It's really, this channel is not at all going to show you, look what I bought with all the stuff that I sold. It's just not, it's not about that, because I know there's a lot of people that are struggling.
We're just real. Okay.
Yeah.
We are real as real can get.
Yeah. Denny says, did anyone else have zero sales today? Zero sales day yesterday. It was pretty bad yesterday.
We only had what, 2?
Maybe.
I know we sold on one. We have one sale on Posh.
I mean, it's bad. I mean, I'm looking at we're designing another roller coaster ride. Yeah. Actually, not yesterday. I had a few sales yesterday. It's like yesterday evening, someone flipped a switch, because I can tell you from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday morning, it was just really sad. Now, I don't know. But again, we're all selling different things too. I'm sure that if I was selling coffee makers and some of the things I was selling last year, it would have been a little bit different story. But, there's only so many people that wake up on New Year's Day looking, you know what, I'm going to look for an old vintage record or, a used pair of shoes. So it is what it is. Picky Ricky says 2 DVD box sets at £5 each plus shipping. It was pants. Okay. Now it was pants. I know the DVDs named Pants. Is there a series named Pants? Maybe you spelled something wrong, but I'm confused. I just don't know your day. 2023 isn't treating me well this year. No One Designed 2. Sales were great over the weekend and holidays. And Damon D Big Dog says Happy New Year from Orlando. So Damon, thank you. And Simplifies up to around 950 items. Unfortunately, I'm up to 800 and like almost 30 items. List quite a few today. And what you guys don't know is out in Vegas, we actually had some yard sales on Saturday. So I went out and hit 2 yard sales. I picked up a pair of, and these looked like someone tried them on, maybe went outside, maybe tried a hike with them, and then said they'll never wear them again or never go on a hike again. But they're North Face hiking shoes, and they're really clean. I picked up a couple pairs of Keen, Keen sandals in the same yard sale. So 2 pairs of those. Picked up a couple North Face women's like jackets. They're really nice. Picked up 2 of those. I picked up some hiking poles, so you can extend them and change they're from Traverse. And I paid, what do you guys think I paid? I paid $15 for all of it at the yard sale. So I was pretty psyched. Got that listed. Went over and met a local reseller out here that was having his own yard sale. Picked up some baseball bats, picked up some golf clubs, and a baseball glove, and I paid $25 for, I think, all 6 items. Got them everything listed because, right now it may not seem like there's too many people that are wanting those kind of outdoors things, but as the weather starts warming up and Little League is right around the corner, these are things that you should probably have up, and don't really rely on the comps, because it's going to look back at the last 90 days when people weren't looking for golf clubs, weren't looking for baseball stuff, weren't looking for hiking gear. And you're going to see that you can probably get a little more than what the comps are asking for or are showing, because when people were buying those kind of things, they're getting them at deals. I promise you that. So that's why I made it a point. Let's get those things up. And so those are the kind of items I'm going to be hunting for here in the next few weeks. I guess is going to be here on out yard sales for me. Maritime Tees, buyers are going to be pissed on increased shipping costs.
They sure are, but they're not going to they're going to think it's us.
Well, they're going to think that, we're greedy. I've had people like on Mercari say, hey, can you lower the shipping? It's like,
I'll buy it if you lower the shipping.
Yeah, well, Mercari provides the label price. I just put the dimensions in, and they provide the label price, and usually those are discounted rates. eBay's rates are discounted rates. It's one of those things where you just tell them, hey, look, go take a 2-pound item, go to the post office and ship it to someone and tell me how cheap it was. Tommy says the USPS does the same thing every year. We know it's coming every year. Temporary holiday hike, back to normal for a few weeks, then permanent hike end of January for the year, rinse, repeat.
Oh, gas went up too.
Well, yeah, that's I knew that was going to happen the moment they started running out of
I had to go fill up my tank this morning, and I wasn't very happy.
So yeah, that's the fun thing. Things are going to start going up even more than they have. Let's see. Disgruntled Octopus, morning all. Hey, thank you for hanging out with us today. Damien D says, I have a sweater without the tag, so I can't look up the comps, but I listed and it has 32 watchers, but no buyers.
Did you try the Google Lens, and maybe you could find it on Google?
No, if just listed it.
A tag. I know. But
no, it looks like it's well, you don't need a tag for the find. He's found he hasn't found comps, but so you have a one of a kind sweater, and it sounds like it's a used sweater, but 32 watchers, but no buyers. It tells me that something's intriguing about the sweater, but they click on your item and something's turning them off. Could it be the photos? Could it be the price? Maybe the price, maybe your terms and condition on shipping. So it could be a number of things. Maybe they click on it. Maybe they don't have enough information about it. Maybe they want to know what the measurements pit to pit, all that stuff would be, or any blemishes, and maybe they just can't tell if there's an issue by looking at your photos. So go back and revisit the listing and see if there's any of those things that might apply. No One Design says, just got a few more cha-ching. So Jenna and John, great. Luck is rubbing off. I'm sure
Can you send the cha-chings to us too?
I'm sure you hit the like button though. If you hit the like button, you're going to get a sale in the next 24 hours. So
money back guarantee.
yes, that's free advice. Denny says, glad I wasn't alone, but truly sorry you gentlemen were getting nothing little as well. Let's see. Rich Colby says, I know people want free shipping like Amazon, but eBay is not Amazon. I will continue to do calculated charge based on actual weight dimensions. Buyer pays. The shipping increase is what it is. And as time goes on, you're going to see, look, there's people 10, 15 years ago buying on eBay, right? They were conditioned from buying on eBay, and they understand that the sellers will probably charge shipping. But as you continue on over the last 5-10 years, people have been conditioned to buy on Amazon and look for free shipping. And now they head over to eBay to find something they weren't able to find on Amazon. And a lot of people are still conditioned to look for free shipping, because I think a lot of these people don't even think that shipping costs anything. And it's it's crazy. I don't know, but I don't for the most part, I don't do free shipping. Some things I will, but generally I will figure out, like, let's say something's going for $20 free shipping, and I know it's going to cost me $4.99 to ship it. I'll sell it for $14.99 plus the $4.99 shipping, for example. Randall says, after 30 years of off and on eBay sales, I learned long ago not to expect items to sell at a certain price. It may sit for 2 months, then sell for 4 to 5 times what you listed the next week. Go figure. And then I guess you could do that, and you could wait for the unicorn buyer. And if you have lots of space to work with, then it's going to work out for you. You can just keep adding, inventory, and then until you start running out of the space. For me, I'm dealing with trying to juggle the space that I have. So like getting stuff over to Amazon that I know will sell on Amazon FBA rather than keeping it here and listed on eBay. That's one strategy. And just going through something I'm going to start doing for 2023. I have 830 listings. I don't want to have that big of a store. Honestly, I'd rather have a 500 item store that's just constantly churning like I have the last few years. If it comes down to it, of course, I will continue to build my store, because, along with that, you got to keep listing. But there's items in my store right now that need to go. And, you can put them in like a liquidation box. And I have like 4 or 5 boxes that I've made.
We should probably do that.
Yeah. And then just say, $125, come get this liquidation box. A lot of people go to swap meets, flea markets, even want to sell this stuff on Mercari, and just be done with it. And eBay will give you a boost for having a higher sell-through rate for your store. Now, it's not going to turn a crap listing into gold, but all these things that we talk about on this channel, good title, good photos, good description, or any description for that matter. Some people don't even have one. Good price, whether or not you use promoted listings or not, account health is all in the equation when it comes to ranking your items in search. Anytime Picker says, Tommy will sign a bill to lower shipping costs next week. Yes. Only on shoes, though.
Tommy for president.
Yes. Ed says, if we have a P.O. box, it will show our P.O. box address. I believe if that's the registered information, it'll show thing is, it'll show your P.O. box information, like P.O. box 123. But if you have a residential setup, it's just going to show your city and state. And that's according to eBay's information. Thomas says, Amazon doesn't affect eBay or any other site in any way. Amazon buyers are not eBay buyers. Very, very little crossover. But there is a crossover. I don't know what, like for us shoe sellers, maybe not so much, but I know for a fact that there is a crossover in some way, shape, or form. But if you were to poll all eBay buyers, say, have you bought on Amazon within the last year? I'm willing to bet that the majority of them has said yes. And but there's just no data on that, right? So my thought is that most people think it's an anomaly to have not bought on Amazon, rather than it's more common for someone to buy on Amazon than on to eBay.
It was funny because, I watch YouTube while I'm doing all my stuff over there, right?
Yeah.
Well, there was a video or multiple videos, different YouTubers in a whole different genre, nothing eBay related. However, their titles are or videos were, I haven't bought on Amazon for over a year. And they were like, I don't know what the purpose of it was, but like boasting or bragging or what, I don't know. I didn't watch a video, but that's what they were.
Well, there's a number of
talking
people who
about.
just won't deal with Amazon. There's a number of people who won't deal with eBay, right? That's why sometimes people won't even think about eBay to buy your item, and you have it all set up, and then it pops up on a Google search, and then someone you'll notice has zero feedback, and they just made their account to buy your item.
I think it also too is an age related thing. So people, younger than us would not really go to eBay so much because eBay is not Amazon. So you're going to see an age difference. Whereas, like our daughter, okay, she buys nearly everything on Amazon. She would not even think to buy on eBay.
Yeah, and I just think that you have like this as older people get older and die off. I guess I'm falling into that category. I mean, but as older people start getting older and dying off, and the younger people start becoming adults, then your demographics will change. And look, there's, you have like sites like Whatnot that are gaining popularity. You got sites like Mercari. You still have Poshmark and things like that were, say, 7-8 years ago not really a thing. And I can just see in the next 3, 4, 5 years having more marketplaces that is going to take market share away from eBay. Which is why I think it's always a good idea to have more than one basket to hold your eggs. You have your eBay, you have your Amazon, your Poshmark, Mercari, and it's been helpful to us. With slow eBay sales, it's been really made up for on a lot of these other platforms. Rich says free returns, yes, and you will only pay if eBay determines it's an INAD. If you want top rated plus, free returns mandatory. Yeah, and I think top rated plus, I have some items that are top rated plus, because they do offer free returns, some of the lighter ones. But I don't know how much of a boost you're getting over just basic top rated by being top rated plus. There's, like I said, everything adds up. So if you're doing every little thing, it's going to give you a boost over somebody who doesn't do any of those things. Damon says, give eBay the number to a prepaid minute phone or a 976 number, right? Bearded Pokey Tuber says, Happy New Year all. In 2023, I'm still going to mispronounce names. Nope. Bling Bling Factor Australia, Carolyn. Hi, John and Jen and everyone. Thanks for hanging out. Anytime Picker is in the house. He's saying hi to Matt. L.A. Johnson, seriously, you would be steaming mad if any other business didn't have a phone number so you could reach them. Grow up. If you call yourself a business, then act like one. Okay. So you're talking about small businesses. So I consider myself a small business, just like I think about 75% of the people that are watching this video. Unfortunately, there's people out there that have bad intentions. There's people out there that are going to do nefarious things with your phone number. A lot of people don't feel comfortable with it, right? They don't feel like, hey, it's just not worth dealing with. So a lot of the opinions you hear me speak of on this channel is really not my own. It's reading many comments and concerns that a lot of you guys have. And I'm just coming out and saying, hey, this is a thing. Not once, though, in this video did you hear me give an opinion on how, until just now, how bad I think that is. I was just giving you the information, the facts. Some people, that's just too much. It's the straw that broke the camel's back. And it's just, you know what? Informed with this information, I just prefer not to sell on eBay, which is good for the rest of us. But there are people, LA, that maybe feel a lot differently than you do. And in the sense that we're not a Walmart, we're not Best Buy, we're not Amazon. We don't have a dedicated customer service number to be fielding these phone calls, and would rather not have that information out there. And I totally understand where they're coming from. Maritime T says, I have a feedback of 125,000, so I have a lot of experience with crossovers. Tommy wrote himself in as the new Russian president, so he identifies as the new Russian president. So that's awesome. Denny says eBay says everything we sell is INAD. Only a qualification for that is the buyer can't read a listing. I mean, any listing can be an INAD. It could be perfectly described. You can have every photo. You can even play the little video game that eBay wants you to play and throw a video in your listing. You can have everything done perfectly, and everything in your listing can prove, and your video can prove that the buyer was was wrong with their information when they file the return, and eBay's still not going to have your back. You just got to deal with it and write it off as the cost of doing business. Process says more boxes arrived behind John. No, they didn't arrive behind me.
No.
These are going out
those
to Amazon.
Those are the things that were in the back that were not boxed up yet. So those are going to Amazon tomorrow.
I've got another box, got another stack of items I got to send out to Amazon. So it'll be 5 boxes going out. Purple Cactus Sales, hello, just made it. So yeah, you weren't that late. I'm just about 30 minutes late getting to your comments. So thanks for hanging out with us. Anytime Picker says, Tommy, haha, forget it. You need to have a note from the psychiatrist for that. He usually does. Rich Colby says they may have been doing that to get their 100 transactions in the last 12 months to retain their top seller status. And I guess I'm missing some stuff. So let me kind of get through here to your questions. Maritime T says, how many of these listeners are on Etsy? That's a good question. I mean, we're really not. I mean, you were trying Etsy for a little bit for some stuff,
but it was not anything.
Nothing reselling, but it was like more digital crafts and stuff. Yeah. Ed says, I keep seeing auction just get bid with a bunch of zero feedback buyers, and when they win the auction, you get that message saying their kid pooped on their phone and bid for them. Yeah. But it's like, in this case, the seller's going to look for a reason not to follow through with that, taking the loss. They're thinking their $1.50 tub of toothpaste was going to somehow get up to $15. And, now they're taking a hit on the shipping and the fees. Denny says, Johnson, eBay's gone on well for years without phone numbers, entirely different business model.
Yep.
I agree. But again, it's not eBay doing it. It's, eBay did go to bat for us. At least it could have been worse. Could have been, tax ID information and stuff like that is what, because the idea that Congress had was, look, there's a lot of counterfeit stuff out there. There's a lot of people, you hear about that stuff falling off the back of a truck, right? And they wanted to put your information out there in case there's a concern about a counterfeit item or possible stolen merchandise. Now, there is going to be a way, eBay is going to facilitate a way for the buyer to report your item to eBay if they feel it's counterfeit. I mean, they can do that already. But it's part of what the legislation requires eBay to do, whether or not they have it in place. So I think eBay is going to have to take it a little bit more seriously than they have. And who knows, maybe there is a big ring of sellers somewhere on eBay that's selling crap like that. I hope it's in you guys, but to me, it's really not eBay's biggest issue. They have a lot of things that they can deal with. Let's see. Randall Lee says, I sell foreign coins on auctions ending Saturday night so that I have Sunday to package what I sell before I go to work on Monday.
Yep.
And, again, if you have an item like coins or collectibles and you're not really sure, there's really no comps for it. I suppose auctions are a way to go when it comes to at least trying to figure out what the market is. You could say, okay, I'll just put this item up for $10 plus shipping, when in reality, it's a rare item and it probably would go for hundreds of dollars if you would have put it up on auction. So I get it. I've done that before. And otherwise, though, if you have common everyday items, I just don't see how auctions are a thing anymore. Auctions are dead as far as I'm concerned. Victor Wawi Orca Jr. says, I have not listed an item with the listing format for 15 years. Are you using like InkFrog or a lister to list your stuff? Purple Cactus Sales, no free shipping over £1. Buyer pays calculated shipping. That's for me, it's £2 or more calculated, that type of thing. I will use a $9.99 shipping model for anything up to £2. And that generally will cover it for most buyers. I mean, maybe I'll have to pay, $11, $12 for that. and sometimes I'll have to pay only like, it was $7.97 for local priority mail. California was like 8 something. So you win some, you lose some on that. Let's see, Captain Weirdbeard 69. I love more fees. It feels so good. Just kidding. Also, taxation is theft. Hope everyone has a great year. Same to you, Captain. For me, I'm just gonna, you can't control it, right? So we just have to maybe you can't control the slow sales, you can't control the taxes, you can't
just
control.
have to readjust, as we always do all throughout the year as things change.
Chris Wiley loves the shipping fairy that drops those free labels right on your desk.
Can you tell them to come on over to our house?
Yeah. Noah Design, I love those, like those fairies. Randall says, I do $1 for the first coin in auction and do 10 cents for each additional coin. I love auctions. I mean, it all depends on your buy cost, really. So, I mean, if that works for you. Who's Your Pick says, hi, John and Jenna, just joined. Hope you had a great New Year's weekend. It was good. We hung out, watched a pretty good movie. It was the second time we watched it. We watched Top Gun, Maverick. Yeah, that was a really good movie. Really, really, really good. Better than I thought it was going to be when I first saw it.
It's one of those movies that I could probably watch again and again. Not in a short span of time, but
Crunchy uses auctions as loss leaders to bring in traffic and activity. I suppose. I mean, maybe if you say something like, we have more of these for sale, here in our store, or we have items just like it, or accessories for this type of thing.
Or like, remember what you were doing a couple of months ago where you would do, I don't know how many auctions, and then what were you doing?
Well, I did that on the other store with the patches, right? Yeah. So it's like we have a lot of these. We just came across a large collection, and if this isn't the patch you're looking for, go check out our store. But I could see that working if you're niche down, right? It's like you might be looking for sandals, right? And you have a shoe store. We might have other sizes, one that's for your size, and so I could see that working if you're niche down. Who's Your Picks is thrifted all day today. Not a lot of scores though. Tough finds of Goodwill around here lately. And the person that I met at that yard sale, he's like, yeah, let's go to the bins. He's like, yeah, I'll show you around. And so he's good at buying stuff, but it just I don't know. We'll see. I haven't been into a Goodwill other than the bins in like 6 to 8 months now. It's been a while.
It hasn't been that long.
It's been that long for a regular Goodwill. Promise you, it's been that long.
Oh, for a regular Goodwill.
Regular Goodwill, not the bins.
Okay.
Let's see. Tommy says, I use bleach no A use on car mostly. Yeah, this guy showed me his before and after. He even made videos
on YouTube
on cleaning shoes and showed me, and I'm like, okay. So I went out and bought some. It's like $5. If it doesn't work, then I can just use it for my car. Peter Harmer says, my second GSP lost after 2 months. So that's global shipping program. Lost after 2 months. The buyer opens an item not received case. Tracking shows received. I feed up with fighting eBay in the UK. Happy New Year to everyone. Okay. Yeah, but the thing is, eBay should cover you on that. As long as it shows delivered, you can't really do anything more than that. So definitely call eBay. If they've already made a decision for the buyer, reach out to eBay and talk to the dispute department and let them know, hey, tell me what more I could have done here. I did everything I was supposed to do, and you guys should cover me with seller protection. Let's see. Flippin' Goody says, hey, Tommy, saw the professor gave you the boot. That is too funny. I'd love to know about that. So auction professor gave you the boot. Love to know about it. That is funny. Randall says also National Introvert Day. Chances are many of those people aren't going to make themselves known, though. The Tommy Bernard podcast says, I have never tried on shoes. It's pretty harsh just to be careful in the uppers with it. I'll let you be the beta on it. If my drill doesn't get the sole clean, they get listed that way.
Well, we'll let you know.
Rich says, also just remember, if you're the top rated, you can still save money on priority first class by printing your own labels, and you still get discounted deals with the just top rated. And you're right, you said top rated. Top rated plus doesn't give you anything more of a discount, but yes, you should strive to be top rated, in my opinion. I think that does matter over being just above standard. Prosser says, I think that Black Magic stuff is like the UK's TFR traffic film remover, so pretty good stuff. It comes out like a blue, I think it comes out like a blue liquid. So I guess we'll see. Yeah, it comes like a bluish liquid. So my first thought when the guy said bleach white, it's like, I don't want to put bleach on my shoes, but he's like, yeah, it works on different, on the uppers, on leather, not on suede. And it should, I mean, it gets his stuff clean. He showed me some shoes. He's like, I found these in the bins. They were just beat up and they look pretty darn good.
Did you tell him about the short fat guy stuff?
He didn't want to hear it. He has what he needed. That works.
Surprised you didn't share.
No need to share. We got me to buy this stuff. Anytime Picker says, don't forget to order eBay supplies by using your coupons. If you have eBay stores, I did that today. Use your coupons, multiple stores, multiple coupons. And I bought some, I mean, normally look, the prices on the eBay stores aren't worth buying, in my opinion. I think they're overpriced. But once you apply the coupon, you're 25, you have a bigger store, $50 coupon, and maybe even more than that if you have a lot larger store. To me, it's worth it, maybe just to get some of like the tape. I use eBay tape because sometimes when we're using our clear tape on our poly bags, it kind of looks hideous. And if you use the eBay tape to cover those areas, maybe make it look uniform around the edges, it looks a little bit more professional. And that's kind of why we get that. So for me, $20 for, I think it's what, 26 rolls of tape, or is it $20 for like 26 rolls of tape? I think it's worth it. Let's see. Randall says eBay charges me 57 cents a coin under $20 for track shipping. I think using that envelope method, right? Rich Colby says my best months are when I put the effort necessary to source, list the most profitable items. Yeah, and that's why I'm so excited about 2023. Look, liquidation's always been my thing. Last year really disappointed me with liquidation. Really just crappy liquidation, and it really hasn't, in my opinion, recovered since then. I'm hopeful that maybe by the end of January, liquidation pallets are going to get better. And if they do, great. But I'm still going to source by yard sale. I'm excited for 2023, because I really didn't have that in my arsenal the first 7 months of the year. And things would have been a lot better for me if I had that method of sourcing. So, always, it's one thing, talk about having multiple avenues to move your stuff. It's also good to have multiple ways to get stuff to sell, especially when you're struggling with getting stuff. Maybe go check out the flea markets. That's another thing I want to do.
Do we even have those here?
Mm-hmm. You got Art of Resale. He goes to the local flea markets and he gets a lot of stuff.
Where are they?
I don't know the name. There's a few. Actually, one or two, I think.
In Boulder City or something?
I think there's one in Boulder City. Honestly, there's one in Boulder City, and there's another one that forget the name of. Someone from Vegas, let me know what the name of it is. Just the name of it escapes me.
Anybody here from Vegas? No. Where's Archie?
Damone the Big Dog says bleach white is used to clean the white walls on car tires. Yeah, so hopefully it'll clean the white soles on my shoes. Denny says we like you, John, but Jen adds the fairy dust.
Aww.
Thanks for adding the fairy dust. You just need the graphic. We don't have it. Sorry. No One Design 2 says, don't forget to use your eBay store coupon. I just reminded you guys. Let's see. Yeah, home runs don't come along very often.
They don't,
and
they don't last.
If you get into this business thinking that, you know what, I'm going to find home run after home run after home run, you're going to be sorely disappointed. Sorely disappointed.
So sad.
Rich says, I am ramping up listings like never before. Finished 2022 with a negative profit and loss, and that is not going to happen again. Too many expenses and not enough sales. Yeah.
We understand that.
I mean, I'm not saying it's been that bad for us, but it was pretty bad.
It's pretty bad. I mean, considering the last few years, even with, all that's been going on in the world, we still had really good years.
Yeah.
And this year just.
And this is why I'm glad I don't have a boss, because I think after last year I would have been fired. I think I would have been canned. So Silver Bushman says I had more on Bonanza now. I don't even think that site exists.
That thing
That's sad.
a joke for us. Okay.
And I'm not just one of those
what
people.
are you selling on there? Like what sells? Because I don't know.
Randall Lease says, you got my name right the first time, John. As a teacher, I learned the simplest, most obvious pronunciation is usually the best. Lease, yes. Tegan Germschied, there's no L there. I had a great December, over 10,000 in sales. Past couple days been super slow.
Wow.
So yeah. And in context, it just really, it's hard to know if, maybe it's just the market affecting you just without really knowing what you sell. Anytime Picker says, I think eBay needs to create a coupon for getting USPS shipping for free, any weight, any dimension, if you have eBay store. I mean, that would be nice, wouldn't it? But
that's that fairy again.
Yep. Rise bias the last few days have been definitely felt like the holiday hangover for sales.
For sure.
Not kidding you, but
for sure.
I'm just gonna do like I do in the summer. I'm gonna push myself even harder. That's kind of the way I roll. Ed's got one sale on eBay, one on Grailed, and one on Posh. So again, what do you sell on Grailed?
You said menswear.
Menswear?
Menswear.
Okay. Well, I guess it's better than Bonanza.
Prime Lister can go on the Grailed.
Yeah, it's like Bonanza doesn't even have a pulse. So if it didn't take more than 10 minutes to get everything ported over, I would have said no way.
I would have said forget.
Drew says my 30% sale with my 10% promoted listings is still banging. Had a great weekend and still getting sales this afternoon.
That's good.
So that's really good. 30% though, that's a heavy discount. That's going to get people interested. Andy Reno says, hey, John and Jenna, Andy from Indiana in the house. Thank you, Andy, for hanging out with us today. Mark Sedek says, you're lucky with shipping costs in the USA. Cheapest in Canada Post example, 10 by 8 by 2, 1.5 pounds, $25. Wow, that's nuts. $29 USA. We're at a big disadvantage when it comes to our shipping.
Yeah, you're not kidding. I heard that the worst shipping is Canada to US. I heard it's absolutely horrid. And it's been that way for years. It's not just a new thing.
Randall says yard sales in Wisconsin in December. Probably not, unless they're selling snowmobiles.
We're in Nevada, Las Vegas.
That's right.
And we still have really good weather here. Yes, it's been cold, very cold, and it rained on Saturday night.
Yeah.
And we're expecting another storm Thursday.
Yeah.
Rainstorm.
Yeah. And so for me, yard sales, I mean, it's really weird. You have the yard sale app. I have this guess that maybe only about 40%, maybe that's even still too high of a number, 40% of the listings for yard sales that come up in the yard sale app represent all the yard sales in town. I think 60% of the yard sales aren't even listed anywhere.
Yeah.
They just, they think, all right, let's have a yard sale. Let's go put the box on the center divider and with an arrow saying yard sale. Let's go to about 3 different intersections and let's just hope for the best. I think that's what a lot of people do because
you have to remember too, there's, these older generations,
yeah,
they don't know that there's an app.
Yeah. And
there's an app for everything, right?
Yeah, but a lot of people don't know about that. Yeah. So especially if you live in a bigger city and maybe only come up with a few results. I mean, she was sending me messages that, hey, we got yard sales up this way. But I'm like, no, I mean, I'm going down to the other side of town.
I didn't know where he was because he left before I did. And so I didn't know what area in town he was going to. And I'm on the north side. And I'm like, hey, there's a yard sale at such and such. And he's like, well, where's that? And I'm like, it's over by whatever. And he's like, I'm at the other side of town. I'm like, oh, well, that's not
happening. But, it worked out for a reason. Yeah, I got a few baseball bats and golf clubs, but I got to meet another local reseller who was like totally, hey, here's what I do. Here's, how I do it. And that's just another local resource. It's you guys are great, right? I'm not saying that. I love every one of you guys.
They are our best friends.
But unfortunately, you guys aren't like down the street, right? So don't have the same resource level as being able to interact with someone one-on-one. Then every Friday and Monday we have a live stream.
If you buy something from us, our phone number will be on the
No,
the shipping label.
No, it won't.
I'm just kidding.
No, we're not doing that. Because you know what? Check this out.
I'm just
You
kidding.
guys know that story about that guy who bought those
Yes.
albums from me, and I'm glad my phone number wasn't on that label. I'm sure I would have got some phone calls. Picky Ricky says he's had a North Face jacket in the death pile for 6 months. Got to get it listed. You know, the big brands,
heck?
you know, Carhartt, North Face. There's some other ones.
He's also in Europe. So, I mean, well, still, North Face is North Face.
North Face is good.
When he told me he got North Face, I was like, can I see it before you put it up?
Yeah. They're,
he's like, no.
I got them all listed and packed away. Otherwise, I'd show it to you guys. Jared says, I got a shirt at Goodwill today. The Lavelle says the Privilege Club, only 2 on eBay.
The label.
Label. That says Lavelle. It says Lavelle.
I know.
Okay. Says the Privilege Club, only 2 on eBay, 1 for 50 and 1 for 150. That's really good. That's the kind of
the Privilege Club.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many Bolo brands out there that I just can't keep up. And then Crunchy says, damn, bro. How do Canadians afford to shop online?
For real.
I mean,
for real.
Eddie says, yeah, auctions are dead, but I use auctions to get rid of dead stock, and I source cheap enough to make a few bucks, even if I only get one bid. But not like that. Not like
the one he was explaining, the toothpaste for $1.50 with free shipping.
Yeah, I got one tip for you guys.
Pay for the shipping.
Right. One tip for you guys. Never, never, never put an auction up without charging for shipping. No, don't use free shipping for an auction.
I mean, have a little respect for yourself.
Well,
you put time and effort into that.
Let's just say that item sells for $10, your minimum price, and it costs you every bit of $10 to ship it, especially with these, increased fees. How good are you going to feel about it? It's like after all the effort you take now to have to wrap it up, maybe you'll make $1 if you're lucky after eBay fees. You have to wrap it up, package it, take it to the post office, hope that the buyer doesn't sweat you over something that they see that you didn't see or whatever. To me, I'd rather just throw it away than to have to mess with that. Ricardo says, Happy New Year, John and Jenna. Greetings from the OC. Sales have been very strong. Just received 3 cha-ching since. I mean, you must have hit that like button. That's the only thing.
Hit the like button.
You must have done that.
You will get one. Cha-chings.
Jared says that gas would go back up after Christmas.
Biden bumbles.
I don't want to go there. Okay. Anytime Picker says, I think in 10 years, it'll be over $10 to ship first class package. It you know what? And it will. But the thing is, then our items are going to cost the buyer more. I mean, at some point, it's going to catch up. So, if again, this is why sourcing is so important. It's not enough to say, look, I went out and bought these items at, let's say, $5 a piece, and I'm selling them for 10, right? You don't have the room to work with to really absorb cost increases like this. That's why, you should be, yes, you want these items, you need merchandise, but you have to consider all these factors and figure out, what am I really going to make? That's why, I came up with a video for liquidation, but it works really for anything. I mean, whether you're buying, let's say you're going and buying clearance items at Walmart, or maybe not even clearance items at Walmart, just stuff to resell. That's the one way to do arbitrage, whether you're going to a yard sale, whether you're going to a thrift store, flea market, however you're sourcing. That 40-40 method that I put out really works. So it's like, the way it works is in a nutshell. If it's going to cost me, if this item is going to cost me $4, right? I need to be able to make at least, I think it's around $16 to make what I think is profit worth its while. So let's say it's advertised as a $20 item on eBay. You have to figure that you're going to want to buy that for no more than 40%. So that's no more than $8, right? And I think that, and actually you're going to want to get at least $8 and be into it for $4. The formula works great, and my mind's kind of shot right here. But if you watch that video, I kind of feel like I am, because my train of thought is all screwed up. But you guys know what I mean. It's 40-40 method. It's a great way to figure out if something's worth buying for resale. And I use it on a larger scale, and sometimes I bump it up to 50-50. So like on a liquidation lot, you have $1,000 MSRP, and we know that MSRPs don't mean a whole lot, but it gives you something to work with. $1,000 MSRP. That's what the MSRP is. I'm going to make at least $400 on that $1,000 MSRP. Otherwise, it's not worth my while, and I need to be into that for 40%, which is $160 if it's going to be worth my while. And hopefully that makes more sense. But you can scale it down to any amount you want, and that's kind of how I operate and how I roll. And that's why, for me, it's not about I'm able to buy stuff at great prices. I get good deals. I just can't get enough of it, and so that's what you really want to strive for. The lower cost of goods is where you want to be. Randall says Google Lens. What is that?
Google Lens is you pull up on your phone, you pull your phone up, and you've got Google, and in the search bar, you're just going to see a camera, and you hit the camera, and you can take a picture of whatever it is you're selling. So you have that shirt or sweater or whatever that was, and you take a picture of it, and Google will look for that image online, and then it should come up.
It'll show you search results underneath that say,
it'll pop up at the bottom.
Sometimes it'll misidentify it, but you'll find one or two entries like, that's it, and you click on that, and that'll give you a name of what it is. So maybe it doesn't take you to eBay, but you can now, okay, I got a model number, I've got a brand, I got a name, boom, I'll take that over to a Google search, or I'll go over to eBay, and that'll give you a chance to figure out what it is.
It works great. Things that, like when we have no brand name shoes, or a tag's been ripped off or something, that's what we use.
Hit the like button, people. Get those sales. I feel bad. I really feel bad because there's gonna be a number of you hit the like button, get no sales. I'm gonna be really pissed off.
They're gonna get a money back guarantee. Okay.
Keena says, "Oh no, I'm late. My husband said to tell you to start over." Okay, you guys ready? Welcome back to the channel. Happy New Year. No, just rewind it.
Hi, Keena.
Let's see. Mark says shipping from Canada is so expensive. We have to hide most of our shipping info into the item price. So our profit level is far less than the USA seller.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate.
But then I guess you're not just dealing with Canadian buyers, and the Canadian buyers, that's why they migrate over to the US platform, because they're probably getting cheaper deals or lower deals or better deals, that is. Let's see. Thomas says, go ask any person under 25 about eBay. They know more about foreign policy.
Tommy and I, we're on the same page.
Attractive Metal Designs says, Happy New Year to both. Interesting to hear your postal prices going in, as in the UK, likes of Royal Mail and other carriers will put their price up around March time. And when they do, we will see prices go up. Yeah. Mike Mazzella says, do you offer free returns? No, I don't offer free returns on the heavier items. On the smaller items under 2 pounds, I will offer free returns, but not on the larger ones. See, Noah Design says, cool kids don't like to hang out with the eBay hippies.
That's exactly.
Flippin' Goody says, if you're willing to deal with Amazon, then you're better off getting on Walmart and selling there. No crazy ungating and no crazy race to the bottom. And that's another place. That's actually a pretty good idea.
Do any of you guys sell on Walmart? Because I can tell you that I've gone and purchased things on Walmart.com thinking that I was getting them from Walmart, but they're not. They're from
Tommy says
third-party sellers.
You can't compete with Amazon on new items most of the time. The discount Amazon gets on shipping from carriers alone puts them so far ahead of the game already. Yeah, that's why, if you can get stuff to send into FBA, then they're going to take advantage of those shipping discounts. They're going to fee you for the service fee to process that FBA shipment. But still, Gail Carson's here, but late. But
hi, Gail.
That was a half an hour ago, so you've been with us for a while.
Well, she's been here.
I just been rambling for a while. Sorry, guys. Kimmy Cozart says, just got here. So you're saying eBay going to show our phone numbers on listings? No, they're not going to show our phone numbers on listings. They do for the folks in the UK. That's what eBay negotiated, was so that we didn't have to suffer what the folks in UK are dealing with. So they're going to show if you have a residential address, they're going to show your city and state. If it's a business address, or, and you can make a case whether it's business or not with eBay, but it's going to show your address in that case. But there are some exceptions and they ever really come out with everything. It's like, we're going to give you updates as we get more information. So when they do, I'll give you guys more information on that, but it's not really worth getting upset about because they already have your address information on the return address on the label anyway. Let's see. Tommy says, pirate ship puts my phone number on all the orders. That's why I'll never update it to the right number. It's like 976. See, and a lot of people don't even know what the hell's a 976 because they don't use
they don't know because they're too young.
Let's see. Eagles can fly. Hey, sorry for not saying it at the start. I was eating. Well, hey, that's cool. I like to eat too. Donchina Donna says, in 2007, a customer couldn't find my phone number and they reached my parents. If they want to find you, they will. So they ask your parents.
That's true, but that's just concerning.
Did they ask your parents to like ground you for sending them something with a flaw? Wow. Why would they care to talk to your parents? How did they get your parents' number?
Obviously thought it was her number.
I know. Well, how did they get the number?
Well, and that was 2007. There was Google back then.
Well, the flipping sports guy says, Tommy just put in the phone number that's in the lawsuit.
Why don't we just get a burner phone? I mean, if that thing ever came about to where we had to have our phone number on there, like if it became some kind of thing, a burner phone, and then just leave it off.
Craig says, I got my money back because buyer didn't return an item in time given and without even asking eBay, remove the negative feedback by that buyer. Yes, they will do that. Nellie Stromsky says, hey there, John and Jenna. Hope you are having a great new year so far. Jenna looking stunning as always.
Aw, thank you.
That's awesome. I'm looking like crap. So it's like, this is the thing. It's like parking your crappy car next to parking your nice car next to a crappy one. So she's parking her car next to the crappy one to make the car look better.
That's terrible. You're very handsome.
No. Well, okay. Let's see. Chris Wiley says, Jenna, I'll happily share the label fairy as sad as I can find that little shit.
I think it was supposed to be as soon as I can find them.
Okay. Whatever. Let's see. The flipping sports guy. Do these auction buyers actually buy other stuff though? Loss leaders lead to increased revenue from that buyer. That's the question that I have. Or you have a lot of people on this platform that source that way. So it's like, wow, I get that for $1.25 free shipping. So that's my buy cost. And I can just list it for $8 and maybe the cost of shipping, and it might sell over time. Denny says loss leaders don't usually win multiple purchases from the same buyer, but can improve the algorithm to show your listings more. Yeah. Kia, I'm new to selling on eBay. Do you recommend to promote all my items? Not all your items. If you have a one-of-a-kind item, it doesn't do you any good to promote it because you're the only one selling that item. Or maybe there's only a couple people selling that item. So you are going to be on the first page. The point of doing promoted listing is to try to get your item bumped up to as close to page 1 and up as near to the top as you can.
When there's lots of
the
same
right. But
thing.
if you only have a couple items you're competing against, you're going to be on page 1 anyway.
Right.
So the idea is to look at the competition that you're up against for that same item, not similar items, that same item, and then decide accordingly. For me, if it's anything more than 15 people that I'm up against, it's a good idea to promote it. And yes, the mythical algorithm and the guessing game around it, because there is no manual. There is no how-to. There is nobody I've ever met that says, I know verbatim what works and what doesn't. They won't come out that information. It's like, the KFC recipe for their chicken. They just won't. You'll never find it. Mark Sudick says, if eBay forces to provide phone numbers to buyers, they will lose because sellers and buyers will do business outside the platform and do big deals. I was wondering about that. It's like, okay, fine. Put my phone number in the listing. these buyers already contact you and try to get you to go off the site, right?
Mhm.
So, you know, next one of these trinkets I buy, I won't go back to eBay. I'll just go to them directly. And I'm sure eBay has thought about that. And I'm sure that that's one of the factors that led them to really fight against it.
Yeah, it's a good point. I didn't even think of
More
that.
so that than upsetting a seller. I can tell you that. I figured out the eBay algorithm a long time ago. So simple when you figure it out. So I want the manual. So email me the manual. I want everything. I want what works, and I want to what degree it works. I want everything.
Come on, share a little.
Yes. Let's see. Someone doesn't like anyone questioning his charade. Too much YouTube Patreon money at stake. I think I know who you're talking about, but I think I missed the comment. But okay. Who's charade? But I think I know who you're talking about. Oh. Auction
Oh,
professor.
mm.
Yeah, you know, it's like he comes out with a lot of videos, a lot of like long videos, and he, you know, he makes a point that I don't try to sell nothing, and I don't try to do this, do that, and the other thing. But I don't know. There's a lot of um, YouTubers out there that make YouTube a platform to help sell their items on their store. I don't know if that's what he's doing, but um, you know, I watch his videos once in a while when he has a pretty decent topic. But the problem is he's talking a lot about what he sells, and it's nowhere near the kind of things that I deal with. So it doesn't resonate with me. The flipping sports guy, this professional look on shipping is overrated. We all see how Amazon and the major companies ship their stuff. It is. It just, if you're a little OCD like me, and I know it means absolutely nothing, but for me, it's like, oh, I don't like the way this is packed. I'll go back, and you can ask her, and she, you know.
Well, for me, okay, so we ran
Just that
out of
way.
eBay tape, right? Okay, so eBay is the white tape with either colored letters that say eBay or black. Okay. Well, when we're using a poly bag and I have to fit it to a box and I have to roll the poly bag and it's got wrinkles and all that, it drives me crazy. So I will take the eBay tape to make it look a lot neater. Well, we ran out of it. And so I had to use clear tape. And that you can see all my fold marks and all the things. That's just, a OCD thing. But for him, even too, he does the same thing.
Yeah, and I agree. There's a lot of channels out there that will make them see. They'll pump themselves up to make themselves seem like they're like the king of reseller or the queen of reselling, and then you go look at their store, and it's like, I mean, look, my store isn't anything to brag about. I don't try to brag about it. In fact, I for many months when I first did this channel, I didn't really bring up what my store was or put it in the links or anything like that. And I still don't have a link for it because it's nothing to brag about. I mean, I do the things that I talk about here, but there's a lot of things that's holding me back. I don't have the whole thing figured out. That's why we have this channel. We have these lives. We talk. I learn as much as I can, just as much as some of you guys learn from what we're talking about here. But there's a lot of sellers or YouTubers that are sellers on the platform that will make you believe they're just killing it, and they're actually not. You know, maybe they try to say they're doing it on other platforms. That's why you're only seeing so many sales on one and versus the other. But I don't know, guys. I mean, maybe they're trying to build up their credibility. But you know what? Anyone that has half of a brain cell to rub together will know that when they're watching the channel, they can maybe after a few videos trust that the person, what their motivations are, and hopefully you guys are here because of that. I have no motivation or any motives or anything like that. And I have learned, there's some things I've learned on his channel, so I'm not gonna really dog him. I don't know enough to really say a whole lot other than what I've seen. Bearded PokeTuber says, just had a posh eBay and Mercari sale up in the last 5 minutes.
Wow.
I hope this, you hit
that like,
you hit the like
button. That's
that
what
works.
happened. See?
Eagles can fly. My selling has been very slow lately, but I know it'll pick up soon. I'm confident it'll as well. I don't want to be in the 800s on my listings, but you know what? After a while, as things kind of get back to normal, then sales will get back to normal. Rich says, it's just making the time that's hard. I have to prioritize better to list more, not just enough time in the day, working full-time, working part-time, kids, no excuses. I feel that way without having a full-time job, or a part-time job. I mean, this is what I do full-time.
And our kids are all grown up and moved out of the house.
Yeah.
Minus one.
I mean,
but he's an adult. So
give me more time.
We don't have enough time in the day.
I think they should.
You guys are freaking warriors.
Well, I think they should just pass a law. Let's change every day now to 28 hours a day. I would love that.
So I get to sleep more?
Yep. Let's see. Flipping Sports Guy says, last 5 days have been the best for me in the last month. Awesome. Let's see. Is it? Someone did something wrong.
Nobody did anything wrong. Look how far behind you are.
I'm so far behind. Keena, thank you. Thanks, guys. Y'all are fun today.
Keena,
thank you.
You're the best.
Thank you.
Happy New Year, babe. Thank you for being here.
Yes. And you guys don't need to do that. I enjoy your company no matter what. So thank you.
This is fun for us. You guys are our best friends.
We really do look forward. We talk about the lives a lot. We talk about, some of the different folks that come on here and some of the folks that have been here for a while and some of the new ones too. So not in a bad way, but just, we talk about some of the things that you guys talk about and you guys mentioned. Let's see. Picky Ricky says most people already have their winter jackets, better list winter items in September.
Yeah,
I agree. And, but I can't, if I'm finding it looks like she wore it maybe once or twice. There's no blemishes, no stains, no nothing on these North Face jackets. And
also those jackets so you have to remember what climate we're in. So we get cold because obviously we're in the desert. However, we don't get rain, like major rain, until like March or April. And that's the same way in like California. I mean, California, Nevada, and Arizona. I mean, Arizona is a little different because they get weird rainstorms just out of the blue. But most you have to remember where you are, because for us, if somebody lives in Vegas and buys that from us, that there's a reason for that. I mean, obviously the East Coast is much different because they have snow.
But there's some people here like Jenna that it could be just little breeze and she's like freezing.
Stop yourself.
I'm serious. And so it's like
exaggeration.
No, that's true. And so there's a lot of people get cold very easily.
I get cold. I have a blanket.
And let's see, I got two of them. One was an extra small. The other one was a small. Those, maybe I'm being stereotypical, but it seems to me more people that are skinny and very small, petite framed get cold quicker than someone like me. That might be why I'm always warm, because you
have a little more fluff than
if you want to call it fluff. It starts with an F, but it's not fluff.
I have plenty of fluff and I still get cold. I think it has to do with a lot of different factors. People's health. Some people have autoimmune diseases that cause them to be.
Like I said, there's all kinds of, but people do get cold, right? So
you can sell them anytime is what we're saying. Yeah. Okay, next one.
Marilyn Wilson. I have family coming this weekend, so I've been trying to declutter and not look like a hoarder. I found so many great forgotten bags of thrift treasures that I've hidden away. Well, if you're in the Vegas area, we'd be glad to help you with that. And speaking of that,
look at her little doggy.
Speaking of that, though, we have I was told by the lady that you guys know I've been talking about her garage should reach out after Christmas. So she hasn't contacted me. I'm going to send her a message actually this evening and find out, hey, what's going on? See, this is to me I think
it's been drug out for.
It has been, long. But look, someone that is really motivated to move their stuff, A, wouldn't have allowed it to accumulate like that to begin with. And B, will be making every excuse to themselves to why they need to keep it and not move on from it. So they're not going to reach out to me. I need to reach out and say, hey, I got
get her son's phone number, because he's the one that seems to be really motivated.
Yeah. Rich Colby says, notice in your store you have a markdown coupon for 10% off. I've been doing the same thing. You run these consistently or take a break. I run my coupon for the whole year, 10% off. If I feel like in, let's say, the holiday, I need to give myself a little bit more, maybe I'll do a 15% to give sales a little bit more of a boost. And I just last week set up 6 months worth of markdown sales that will start the beginning of the month, end the Sunday night at sort of the Sunday that falls within the middle part of the month, and then start a new one on that next day on Monday to the end of the month. And I'm doing that because I was doing the monthly, but I think
you talk about me moving the desk.
There's something to, let's say on Sunday night, someone's looking at your item and that little countdown says, hey, you got 5 more hours before, at this price. And the little countdown thing that's on your listing. So we're gonna give it a try and see how it works. I know there's people who do it weekly, but every 2 weeks is what I'm working with here. And if I had the greatest items to sell, and that's another thing I'm going to try to change, is get better stuff in the store, get rid of the crap. So I won't have to rely on a lot of things like coupons and markdown sales. Let's see. Black butterfly, anytime picker. I'm still ticked about those darn silverfish coming to my house. Lived here 13 years, never seen them before. They must have a scent that attracts other silverfish. Don't really have that issue.
You always grab one that they're in a conversation.
Yeah, I know. But I was looking for another comment that Black Butterfly put out. Here it is. eBay buyer here. Bought thread from seller in Florida. Strange bug popped out of spool. Google said silverfish. Most have left a scent because my house got bombarded with them. I'm closing my eBay and PayPal.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I was looking for I saw the question, and the answer is she's still upset about the issue with the silverfish. So that's horrible.
Silverfish. I gotta look that up.
And that's something that someone told me that that's the thing about going to the bins. You run the risk of maybe bringing home like bed bugs and stuff because they don't always wash their stuff that go in the bins. I mean, I don't know. That would be the only negative to me. There's a lot of stuff in there that is worth picking up.
Oh God.
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
That's no good.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Let's see if I can catch up here. Tommy says holiday shipping was way better because the amount of shipping nationwide was down huge. Yeah. But what's funny? I came across this thing saying Amazon was stating that, thank you for making this holiday season the best on record. And I'm like, I don't know how that is, but
I don't see how that
I'd like to see the numbers. Ed says, I just realized that eBay already shows your city and state in your listings anyway, so nothing really changing. And I don't know when they may have just implemented that too, but I don't know. I don't think it's not an issue. Go check out eBay UK and check out the stores there, and you'll see the information you don't want advertised. Marilyn Wilson, how will eBay know the difference in a residential address and a business address? Well, it's I think how you have your account set up.
Yeah, I would imagine it says business address residential, and so they would put your business address on the label.
Meditation Universe says, how many sellers think that holiday shipping was much better this year? I think it was compared to maybe not last year, but 2 years ago.
2 years ago,
when everyone was losing their packages.
Mess Express.
That was horrible. Michael says, sold a shop vac on Facebook, but lots of flake scammers. Yeah, you get a lot of people who just won't show up. That's why I don't like dealing with in-person sales. Nature Made in Utah just set up my roller printer. Will save a bundle on tape and ink. Yes, you will save a lot and a lot of time, and it's worth paying for those labels. I couldn't think about doing this. I probably would have spent already at least $500 to $600 in toner over the last 3 years for the number of labels that I run, and we're dealing with a $180 printer. So if you're doing this long term,
best investment.
Yeah, if you think you're going to be doing reselling for more than a year, get a printer. It doesn't have to be a Rollo. Doesn't have to be
just something similar.
Yeah, but
it does the same thing. The inkless ones.
Yeah, the Rollos are good though.
Those are the best thing.
Let's see. Christina, she's in the house. In my previous message, I referred to pirate ship labels, not eBay. So I missed your previous message. So I'm sorry, but glad to see you on the channel. Carol, season the house. Watch that you're saying, or you get thrown off like Tommy. Hey, I have my mods throw me off. Let's see here. AEIOU from eBay says at 6:15, and I just hit the like button. How long do I have to wait for the sale, and can I choose the item they buy? No,
Nope, none of the above.
And it could be sometime tomorrow, like at 6:14, you could get the sale. So,
yeah.
But it's our live stream promotion that we run. You hit that like button, you're going to get a sale in the next 24 hours, and you have to have more than 10 items in your store.
Why more than 10?
Because no one's going to sell an item in 24 hours if they have one. I mean, it's not likely. USPS had my package in Fayetteville, Arkansas, sent up to St. Louis, Missouri. I'm south, not north. Yeah, they send it all over the place,
man.
especially if
I've seen some crazy flight patterns of my packages sometimes.
Suzanne says, all I know, the auction professor helped me sell World War I letter at $75. He said to list it at 95, best offer. Otherwise, I wouldn't have to put it for that much. Yeah, and he knows a lot about that type of item. But I think a lot of times my only gripe is I wish that he would speak to more genres than just the reselling. And I guess that's what he knows, right? But sometimes, okay, we talk about the buyers that are different in the collectibles category than, say, the electronics category or the everything category. And if he would just speak to the audience as a whole, other than just what affects him directly, I think it would benefit a lot of people watching. That's the only gripe I have, but I don't know enough more about him to really comment more than that. Let's see here. Noah Design says, what do you want on YouTube as long as you can get value out of it? Then who the hell cares if you like the person or not? I got to tell you, there's some channels that I watch that I really, if they were here locally, I probably wouldn't want to do business with them. I probably wouldn't want to interact with them. Like, hey, let's go in on a pallet. Let's go in on a truckload. Let's go to the yard sale. There's some people on YouTube I would not even want to spend that kind of time with, but they do have good information from time to time. Randall says, growing up, we said we were cold. My dad's response was, work harder, you warm up. I've been conditioned not to complain. Yeah. Complaining, it's easy to complain. It's harder to do something about it. So Yaz A says, my coupons ended. I finally got sales. Go figure. Hard to say. It's like
it's all unknown. It's
you send an offer to someone for $10 off and you sell it for full price the next morning. So and you've had it listed for 6 months. Go figure. Nature Made in Utah. My New Year's resolution is to not buy from any more product until I post the 14 totes stacked in the garage on eBay. Yeah. I mean, get it done. I mean, there's a fine line between a death pile and a hoarder pile. And you don't want to. A hoarder pile is one whose first intention, because I think this lady had to have been a reason why she's buying all these shoes from the thrift store, because you see all the tags on the bottom of the sole, or on the sole. And yeah, I don't know where the bottom of the sole is. Anybody know the bottom of the sole? Let me know. But on the sole of the shoe, you have these thrift store stickers, and it's like, okay, now look, I know you have grandkids, but you have like a ton of different sizes here.
Yeah, they are all ranges of sizes.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, so why were you buying these? So apparently her niece said something about how they had bought a pallet, to resell. So I think the intention was they were going to resell, but someone didn't send her the message to stop buying stuff when they stopped reselling, and she just kept this. I mean, she's not really that motivated to get rid of it. And to me, it's like, wow, that's a hot mess. There might be a dead body in there for all I know. I mean, it's that bad. That garage is shot. You guys have watched the video, the video I took. It's like, how do you even navigate through half that stuff? Let's see what else I have here. Shopping with Cheryl says silverfish are pretty common on paper stuff. I try to vacuum everything before it comes in the house or leaves. Yeah, and that's the thing. If I was to buy that garage out, we had even talked about it. We'd have empty tubs out on the driveway. We'd have all the stuff from the U-Haul, because we'd have to have a U-Haul to come get it, in the driveway. And we would basically go through each tub and transfer the trash, throw that out, and the stuff worth reselling than the other set of totes.
We would go through it with gloves and
yeah,
all of it.
and maybe even then
hazmat suit on if I would.
Yeah, let's
Don't
see.
even go.
Uh-oh.
No.
Okay, they're gone. Okay. Our friends are back. Okay. Rich Colby says thermal's the way to go. I've been using the Dymo
Our mods
Rider.
are working really hard.
I appreciate
today.
you guys, because there's nothing worse
Thank
than those perverts trying to get you guys to leave the live stream. Thermal's the way to go. I've been using the Dymo Label Writer 4XL and 450. Best ever. No issues whatsoever, and never buy ink again. If you don't have a thermal label printer, you're missing out.
It's a game changer. Yeah, it really is.
You got to have it. It's one of the first things I got. Let's see. Don says, Don, the auction professor, is very knowledgeable in historical items and does very well in them. I agree, though, that some of his videos could be very long-winded. He apologizes about 20 times for going off on tangents. I mean, I apologize once in a while, but not as often as he does. But it would be, I maybe get through 15, 20 minutes, and I'm like, okay, I guess I just got to move on to another video, because I can't really relate to, whatever he's dealing with. And it doesn't really pertain to anyone outside of that genre sometimes. So for me, I'm just lost. So I go somewhere else. It says, I love Auction Professor. He used to do a lot of general stuff that I watched. I don't sell collectibles, but he knows his stuff. And then Tommy says, actually, he needs to do is be transparent, not hide solds, and make up fictional stories about all of his sales. Now we can see his solds. If I have 30,000 listings, 680 solds, I'd end myself for failing. You'd Epstein yourself, huh? Don't want that. Prosser says the bottom of the sole is the opposite to the top of the sole. Is it opposite? I'm gonna start using that word, opposite.
You guys, oh my goodness.
In my opinion, each person can learn their own if properly researching stuff without even watching YouTube videos about reselling.
That's true.
You can. I got to tell you though, you'd make more mistakes along the way if you're watching videos and going, oh wait, I'm dealing with this issue right now. I remember how Flyby Picker did it. And it's probably not even a real, whatever picker happens to be on your YouTube. I remember how he or she did it, and I'm going to not make that mistake because I see that this is what happened as a result. So, for me, it's been a very beneficial tool. There's been a lot of folks, and I think even Don was one of those that I watched when I first started. There's many that I first started that I continue to watch, and they give out good information here and there. But I think sometimes we need a resource to learn from, rather than buying someone's $99 video package. You can get a lot of that same information online for free than paying for someone's program.
Don't worry about it, Ed. I think Prosser took care of it.
What's a keyboard kitty?
I don't know. He's asking if we could just move on from Professor Guy.
Oh, okay. I don't know if that's what that's for, but okay.
That's what that's for. That's what I'm thinking. No one designed to. You can correct me if
Tommy says that's how YouTubers grow nowadays, making up out of this world numbers that are not real, unfortunately. Yeah, and it gets people like, wow, I want to be just like that person. They subscribe, they buy your package, and
unrealistic.
Oh, gee.
Keena says, turn the perverts loose, entertainment.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, this is a question I have. Of the channels that talk about YouTube that don't sell on YouTube, at what point do those people become irrelevant to the topic at hand? That's what I want to know. I mean, it's like we're all making more on eBay than them, but they're still talking about it like they're killing it.
He said I thought correctly.
Time Traveler's Chess. Happy New Year, John and Jenna. Can you use the thermal printer with Mercari?
Yes.
Not with Mercari. No. You can't use. Okay, you can use it with Mercari, but you have to play games with the label image. And it's just a pain in the butt.
You can with Posh.
You can with Posh. You can with Amazon, but you cannot with Mercari. That's the only problem I have with Mercari. It just doesn't fly. It doesn't format properly, at least with Rollo. Ping G, I understand Mercari doesn't use 4x6 labels, but sellers have been able to screenshot and make it work. Screenshot it, you go into photos, twist it a certain way, then print it. And then if you have a Rollo, it comes up super light. and it doesn't come up as dark as, say, printing it from Poshmark or eBay. So I just run it. That's when I print it out to my laser printer and just tape the damn thing. That's the only problem I have with Mercari. Processes my inventory system is pancakes as I'm moving boxes and items into other boxes and transferring the new units. I'm going to start creating space by going through some of the liquidation merchandise and consolidating it over to like 1 or 2 racks and getting room for my shoes.
Yeah.
You thought correctly about what? I don't know.
About he wants us to move on
Okay.
from Professor.
Okay. Randall says, I agree. If a YouTuber is selling 20K a month, why are they bothering with YouTube? Because they want more money, or they want to make money. There's some YouTubers that make money on YouTube, pretending to be a reseller on eBay. Yeah.
In making
or going
numbers,
or going through the motions of selling on eBay.
Yeah.
Plant Lady 32. I know this doesn't have to do with the subject, but do you have a resource where I can match the front of a CD, which CD case it goes with? I've tried Google Lens and I'm stuck. So a CD case, a CD that goes with a CD case.
The CD.
But the cases are usually all the same, right? They're clear.
No.
Piece of hair right on your hand.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Losing my hair, guys. I think what she said. Okay, wait.
Okay. So I can match the front of a CD, which CD case it goes with. But aren't the CD cases all the clear cases anyway for CDs?
I know.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think she's talking about maybe the insert that goes into the front that you show on the front of the CD. We don't have a CD because we don't have CDs. The front of a CD.
Okay.
Okay. So the paper that. Oh my God.
The case. Hair. Okay. Well, if someone has the answer to that question, please put it in the chat. I'd appreciate that. YouTube, how to use thermal printer for Mercari. I will do that after we're done here, but I'm sure there's steps involved that would be faster for me to run the darn thing just through my laser. Marilyn says, I studied reseller YouTubers for a few months before I actually started. All the ones I learned from are gone. Most gravitated to Amazon. So you haven't learned anything from this one? Just saying.
Oh, Marilyn.
Drew Gannett, does anyone know what the USPS 15 by 11.62 priority envelope is for? Can't find it as a shipping option on eBay. Good question. I don't use that one, but if you can put the answer there down below, I'd appreciate it.
Right there. Just have to put...
Plant Lady says CD doesn't have a name on it. I don't know. Maybe send me an email. Flippinainteasy at flippinainteasy2020@gmail.com. I'll take a look. Rich Colby says that YouTube commercial where the guy starts out saying, here is my hot chick, hot car, cracks me up. He does a joke to make a point about YouTube numbers being inflated and exaggerated. Yeah. Be promoted. She's talking artwork on the CD versus artwork on the jewel case. Okay. That should come up on Google Lens though. Yeah, that's the jewel case is what you call what you put a CD in, the plastic thing that you put the CD in. But it's the insert that you could basically take all the inserts out and you have just a plain jewel case for a CD. So if you're talking about the cover art, that should come up when you do a Google search.
Nelly,
Tommy says
we don't lose hair, we mark territory. This is true.
Tommy says just have to put the envelope dimensions in any other box. It's flat rate envelope, flat rate legal. Okay. Mark Suddick says I have a top seller for you to sell list for a video of all your outtakes. Box with your copy of your live videos of 2022. You would be surprised people will probably buy it. Wow. Well, you know what? I just have a problem with selling my any videos. I mean, here's the thing. I don't even promote it. I mean, you could buy merch for the channel. I mean, you see me wearing a Flippin' Ain't Easy hat and stuff, and I'll promote it once in a while. But I just don't. I just feel bad the way it comes off. I mean, trying to sell merch or whatever. I mean, you can always. It's all the information is down below if you guys are interested. But to be honest with you, it's not something I like to push. Prosser says, I must have gone through loads of YouTube resellers before I found John and Jenna. This is my home now. Awesome. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Rich says, thanks for you both for doing these videos and having discussion of resellers. I appreciate it. No, we have fun with it. So yeah, it's our pleasure.
We look forward to it because we don't have a life. So
Marilyn says, I learned from you. That's why I'm here. I know. I was just giving you a hard time. I'm talking 5 years ago. Steve Rakin, Nicole State. Yeah, there's some older ones making a comeback, but it's
Nicole,
like,
yeah, I haven't seen her in a long
time. You'll give Tommy a heart attack mentoring Steve Rakin. Yeah, he's too busy. You know, it's a little story. Biscuit Butt he had a bunch of DVDs that he put up on Amazon, and he's all, he called me, that damn Steve Rakin is buying DVDs from me. I'm like, well, how do you know? Because it's on the label. It says Steve Rakin on his mailing label. He bought a DVD from Archie to ship, and gave him this lecture about, please make sure it's this way and that way. If it's not, please cancel the sale. And apparently just having the DVD shipped, and they're sending it off to Amazon FBA, but I thought it was pretty funny. Anytime Picker says, I always watch Rockstar Flipper. At least he tells the truth. Well, let me just say this. Casey, I've met Casey. I don't have any issues with Casey. But I am always leery of channels. I'm always leery of channels when they're trying to sell you on something, and when the topic at hand halfway through the video becomes a way to sell, here's what I have to fix this problem, and it's going to cost you, instead of just saying dedicate the other half of the video to fixing that problem without charging the person watching. That's the only problem that I have. And as long as, I don't care if I get to that status or level on YouTube, I don't want to do that. I will never make a video series. I promise you guys that. And I didn't say that because I don't like the business model. Let me put it that way. I just think it's disingenuous to say, here's this topic and here's my solution, but yet come and check out the solution and pay me, $39.95 or $99.99 for my newest video collection. I just think it's a bad look. It's disingenuous. It's a bad look. And I mean, there's people that are going to see through it. And unfortunately, the people who aren't going to benefit from it. They're going to probably quit in 6 months anyway. And I hate to say that, but there's a lot of people who can't really figure out who's genuine in this world and who's not. And they're going to fall for it. And they're going to be unfortunately paying for those things. So that's the only problem that I have with that. Let's see, exactly for the same, everything offered as a service. I'm with you on that. I just don't feel right about it. And, to say, hey guys, let's all get together and talk about eBay, but you're going to pay me $39.95 for my time. You know what? Think about all the thousands of people who do that and how much money is going out to the YouTuber and not maybe product that they can sell themselves. Mm-hmm. And that's a problem that I have right there, channels like that. Yeah. And I just don't like it. I don't like it. And I don't like it. Not so much for me, but more so much for many of you guys who are compelled to say, you know what? I watch those videos. I watch some of those Zoom videos where, this worth every bit of $39.95. But, okay, why do you have to pay $39.95 to be compelled to fix your situation and list more and to maybe be more accountable? I just don't know. This doesn't make sense. I'd rather spend that money on merchandise. Let's see. Yeah, people will pay him. People pay him, and that's the thing. And I don't have any problems with Chris either. He does have good information. I really think, tech and sports, the guy he deals with, I think he's really good too. But I'm not going to pay anyone, and I hope no one does. I mean, I just think that you can.
I mean, what could you possibly have to offer for $39.95 that you can't get from another YouTuber for free? I mean, honestly. What do you know that we don't know?
And yeah, I just don't know. I pass on remote.
We know everything, and we know we don't know a lot, but
yeah, Well, Crunchy, I pass on remotes even at yard sales. They say $1, and I'm like, I don't want to mess with these things. So yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. But people will say, oh, this must be good because this person's up on eBay. I mean, on YouTube selling it. So. I mean, I guess if you want to spend time listing remotes, I don't want to. I mean, I guess you could say some
He's
things about some
laughing.
of the stuff that I'm
He's
selling,
laughing.
but you know, some people would love those remotes. Some people swear by them, so they keep buying it from them. But there's more opportunities
Hold
with
on,
your
go
money.
back
I'm trying to
down.
find where I left off here.
Nellie said something. What did she say? Exactly.
That's tacky to charge someone for what should be public knowledge. Y'all are great. I love the dad jokes. John input. At least somebody on this earth loves my dad jokes.
That's what we call them in this house.
And then Cheryl's a tight $8 learning, watching. So daily refinement is good, but here's the thing, not everyone can achieve that model, right? Not everyone can achieve that business model that he does. Okay. So it's a pipe dream. No, not everyone will get to that level. And even a lot of the people that are on that call will be like, I can't get to your level. Okay, so it sounds good in theory, but not everyone is going to have a warehouse in a year.
Well, he got so high that he got kicked off of eBay.
Well,
so how is he even?
Well, I don't want to get into that whole discussion, but the thing is, that's his business. My thing is, I just don't like seeing people get charged. That's all. I mean, it should be free information. Ed says John basically gives the same information for free. All I ask you is to hit the videos and subscribe, and yeah, that's all we ask for, and that doesn't cost you a thing either. AEIU from eBay. I'm through with standing in line clubs. AEIOU from eBay says I'm through with standing in line to clubs. I'll never get in like it's the bottom of the ninth and I'm never going to win. His life isn't turned out quite the way I want it to be. Yeah, you're right. Let's see. The best thing about Daily Refinement's podcast is tech and sports constantly reminding Chris who has the bigger D. Yeah, that is pretty funny. But you know what? It's good information. And I figure, that's the free stuff. That's all you need. You don't need to spend anything more than what you see on YouTube. And then Drew says some eBay YouTubers really take the fun out of reselling. Daily Refinement made me feel like a loser because I don't list every day. And that was another thing, and I think he's toned down his rhetoric lately. But last year it was, most sellers will fail because of this. You are going to fail. 90% of sellers, it's clicky, it's clickbait, but it just makes me feel like, man, you want people to succeed, or you're just trying to make money. And so I don't know. It turns me off on it. What are you laughing at?
I agree, Tommy. High five.
His level is living with in-laws, selling women's clothes for $2 profit, driving the first Prius made. Everyone should be jealous. Drew is right. It makes new sellers feel like failures because they don't follow their model. I know I felt horrible when I wasn't making the same money as Ryan was. Yeah, it just makes you.
It makes you feel like a pile of.
It's the keeping up with the Joneses mentality, right? Yeah. And you don't have, your situation is different than everyone else's.
Everybody's situation is different, and we will never allow. What was I going to say? I lost my train of thought.
Well, we'll never come out with content and say, okay, guys,
we just bought a Porsche and oh my God, we're moving to this big mansion on a lake. And that's not what this is about.
It's also not about let's find a quick, rich scheme for ourselves on, let's get their trust, right? Let's get their trust up. And then let's hit them with, a $39.99 business model. And some people would actually do. But I couldn't sleep very well at night if I did something like that. I just couldn't. I mean, we've got to know a lot of you guys and
share our experiences, our failures and our successes. And we want to share that with you so you don't make the mistake, or you get to have that same experience as a successful experience.
Yeah.
Though that's what this is about.
Right. But, guys, we are an hour and 48 minutes into this. So, thankfully, we have 141 people watching. So thank you guys for being here with us. Look, we're going to have an increase in postage rates for the USPS. Adjust your shipping policies accordingly. Adjust your business models so that you're not taking a hit when you make a sale. Buy at a lower cost if you can. I know that's kind of hard with, inflation and all that, but it's possible. All that stuff I picked up for $15 at a yard sale, guys. It's possible. Keep your buy costs low so you can absorb things like that. But, guys, when you're dealing with price increases and trying to figure out how it works into your business, It's yet another example of how sometimes flipping ain't easy. And I want you guys to have an excellent start to your week, start to your year.
Happy New Year.
Let's make this a great year.
2023 has to be better than the last.
But take control of your situation, guys. Don't just say, hey, I hope it's a good year. No, you got to do more than hope. Let's put our foot forward and make it a good year. So with that,
don't be afraid to step out of the box.
Yes. So with that, thank you guys for tuning in.
We love you.
And we will talk with you guys very soon. Thanks, everyone.